Hi guys, it's Diego and welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, but I have been getting all of your notifications and I've been reading all of the comments and seeing the questions that you guys have been asking me regarding the video that I made about moving to New York City at 18. Now, a few months, almost like a year later, I have kind of grouped them all together because in that time frame, a lot of you guys ended up seeing the video and ended up commenting, reaching out with questions. And I've gotten a few messages as well, so I decided I would make a video today answering your guys' questions, and because I know some of these are very important questions and kind of questions I would want answered as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. So the first question comes from Beautifully Kayla. I already live here, but it's so expensive, so I just need some tips on moving out on my own. Now, this is kind of a very personal question just because it all really depends on your budget and whatnot, but I would say save, have a job, really just get your coins in order, do whatever you gotta do to make sure, your accounts are in check and that you are able to afford the lifestyle that you're living, because it can be definitely overwhelming when you have more expenses and you have income coming in. So definitely have that, and not only live to survive, also make sure to save money and make sure that you're being progressive, especially in your young years when it comes to saving money and saving for the future and not really blowing all your money on some sort of thing like gambling, I guess. Next question comes from 360 Joshua. I have a question. I'm 18 years old and I want to move out. What documents do I need to show in order to get the apartment? I'm on unemployment, by the way. Now, I know that a lot of brokers do require, I think it's 40 times the amount of, hold on you guys. So I think a lot of brokers and renters require that you make 40 times the amount of monthly rent that it is. So you would have to show either bank statements or pay stubs that prove that you're actually getting paid. Or that you have money in your account that's coming in regularly. Now, since you are so young and you are on unemployment, I don't know how much money you're making or whatnot, but a lot of times you might end up subleasing. I recommend maybe finding a place that doesn't require those things. There are so many places that don't. Definitely don't get yourself into something sketchy. But yeah, I know even when subleasing rooms, people require that. So I would just make sure that you can find a place. I'm sure you can find a place that doesn't require that, either with a friend or online. There's Street Easy, there's Facebook groups. I know that one is a thing. I remember I reached out to a few people on there, but none of them took me in, but it's okay because I ended up finding the right place for me. So this next question comes from Matt G. I don't get the NYC aka Manhattan vibe. Why would I expose myself to such an unappreciative environment, in the sense that just any field of life is vastly overcrowded with people? It must have to do with the myth that surrounds a city. I bet it's built on tons of shattered dreams and wasted potential. However, I respect everyone who feels it's working out for them. It's kind of negative and kind of but it's definitely a very someone that doesn't live in New York type of view. Now, this reality, I'm not saying, I can't speak for everybody, so this might be a reality for some people, but New York is a city of 8 million people. There's literally, you think everybody has the same exact story. There's people that actually live here and work here and have grown up here, and there's just a lot of normal people in New York City. So it's definitely a very misconception that I don't really understand. I never really thought that way because there's just so many people. It's everybody is doing their own thing, just like any other city. There's just a lot more people, you know what I mean? Oh guys, my landlord is literally right down there watching me film this. It's he's always out. Why you always gotta be out? Anyways, so Lexi Shear was wondering, how did you pay for college? Did you get scholarships or did you take loans out? I did not take loans out. That's one thing I promised myself I would never do, just because I have friends that take out $80,000 of loans to go to the school that we go to, and it's just insane. I don't understand it. It's really saddening that that's the reality that we live in, because these kids are literally taking out $80,000 loans per year. And times that by what? By 4? That's so much money. That's insane to have that sort of debt. I know a lot of people do that. It's so common, but no, I did not. I luckily the reason that I applied to many different schools, and the reason I ended up going to Parsons was because I ended up getting a scholarship to go there, and it was something that was, you know, accessible for me to do and not have to like go broke or like put myself in debt, which is really something that I'm just not for. So Hope World was wondering, how much is rent per month? Now, rent per month, I talked about this in a video, but it was kind of like, I didn't think many people watched that video. But basically, rent for me is kind of, is a lot more affordable. I actually, if you did watch my last video, you saw that I moved out to California during the beginning of the pandemic because I was literally 18 and like spending all this money. And then New York City, if you were here in New York City, or if you know about New York City, in March 2020, everything just kind of went, you know, everything just kind of like ended. It was like the entire city pretty much shut down. My school closed, jobs were ending, like jobs were over, jobs were closing. The city was kind of dead, you know. I mean, it's definitely not dead now. It definitely came back around like summer 2020, but I ended up moving back in October of 2020, signing a lease then, because prices completely dropped. Like the prices at that time were at an all-time low. They're not even at the low that they were then. Now it's like insane. But yeah, I ended up getting this pretty good deal. I have a roommate and I live in the Lower East Side, like East Village area, and I pay around $1,000 a month, so I have a pretty good deal. And you know, I really like my space and I like the area and place that I live in, so it's probably not this much anymore, just being honest, because I've looked at places now and the market has already increased already. New York is kind of like pretty much back to normal, I would say. So prices are already going up. So Rayleigh Brooks said, great video, just to note, just because you had an easy time in high school doesn't mean everyone will. You never know what anyone could be going through. There are many struggles that can make high school difficult for various reasons. I know it was very difficult for me, and that doesn't necessarily mean that college will be more or less difficult for you. And let's be honest, the education system is very flawed. It also depends on the school you go to. Some schools are better than others. Plus, college is an extremely different world than high school. So in my experience, how well you do in high school does not affect how well you do in college. I think you're 100% right. In my video, I was like talking about how, you know, if high school is hard, then just wait for college. I think I said that. But, you know, high school, college, I mean, I went to high school and I took a lot of like college preparatory classes, and it's kind of the same, just college is a lot less work because it's not 8 classes, at least in my high school, it was like 8 classes back to back every single day, which is totally insane. But yeah, it's definitely a lot easier. College is a lot easier in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think, because I just found college to be so much easier than high school. It was so much less work, and you actually kind of got to do a lot of the things that you wanted to study. You got to do things that you actually liked and cared about. And honestly, in college was the first time that I took an art history class, because it was like the basic requirement for freshmen, and that was honestly the best, like the most education I've ever had in like world history and all of that, just because it was so, like, I went to California public schools, and if you guys know about the California public school system, it's like whack. It's absolutely insane. It's like it's like I don't even know how to describe it, but it's pretty bad. Also, I got another comment from FC Barcelona Highlights, saying, you seem very academically gifted. Of course, high school shouldn't be hard for you, that is. The modern school system was created to appeal to people like you. It's geared for you. High school can be very hard, especially for people who the school system doesn't appeal to. I don't really understand what this person means by appeal to. High school is kind of like you do the work and you get the grades, and it's like not very, I don't know, it depends on what kind of education you're getting. But like I said, I went to California public school, so it's like the AP classes in California public school were probably easier than most of the regular classes at other schools. I don't even know, but it was just so much, it was just pretty easy in my opinion. Like, it was mostly just about doing the work and getting the grades, which is tragic that that's our school system and that's the way that the public school system is. But that's kind of it. It's basically just, how are you gonna play the game? Like, if you want something, you're gonna have to do something for it. And in terms of public school education, you have to turn in your work and, you know what, and actually like try and give effort, put effort into it. But like I never thought that, I mean, I am like really big on reading and studying, and like I'm very interested in a lot of things. But yeah, I definitely think anybody can do that as long as. Sam A asks, I'm also 18 and I plan on moving into my own apartment somewhere in Brooklyn by August, September-ish. I was thinking I'd need at least $15,000 in savings. Well, shit, if you, that's a great number to have. But to be honest, 3 months rent should work. Kind of a personal question. What jobs have you worked in the city? So I honestly, the more money you have saved, the better for you. So, you know, have as much as you want. I said that you should have at least 3 months rent if you have a job lined up already, just because, you know, you want to have savings, and you don't want to go out there without any money, and because you need to like buy things and you need to like cover for a lot of different things. But what jobs have you worked in the city? At the time that this person sent over this question, I was 18, like literally freshman in college. Currently it's a year later, and I was working many different jobs at this time. I was working as a Postmates, I was working as an interpreter, a language interpreter, but all those jobs ended up getting canceled, and I ended up moving to California and starting a business when I was there. And then that completely changed because I moved back out here, and then I was mainly going to school, and then I started doing a internship at this like fashion company. I'm not really gonna reveal too much yet about it. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see like kind of the work that I've been doing recently, so definitely follow my Instagram at whatever it is right now. So definitely check out my Instagram and follow me on there. Yeah, I post a lot of like photography and just a lot of like my life sort of things. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it answered some of the questions that you might have had about moving to New York, especially at a young age, and sort of the things that you might need. Definitely let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see next time, and I will definitely be making more and pushing more content for you guys. Make sure to check out my socials and follow me on Instagram, like I said, to be, you know, updated on when I upload and when I kind of the things that I do. So yeah, I will see you all in the next video, and bye.